from tracks then we did about subjects in senior school. And we said we have STEM, we have social sciences, and then we have arts and sport science. So those are the three pathways that we have. Then we said under STEM, we have pure science, we have applied science, and finally we have technicals. Under social sciences we have languages and literature, we have humanities and business. Then finally here we have the arts. This is actually what we call creative arts. We have arts as they are and sports. Okay, now when we have, maybe I can transfer this one, allow me to bring it here to arts and sports. Then we have arts and then sport science. Then we spoke about in pure sciences, this is where we have the maths or mathematics. Remember in senior school we have subjects, we have biology, we have physics, and we have chemistry. Then there's also be general science. When you come to applied is where we have agriculture, we have computer studies, we have home science. These are the subjects that are well known today. Here we have aviation, building, construction, woodwork or wood technology, metalwork or metal technology, electricity, power mechanics, etc. Then languages, apart from now from the English, Rit, Kiswahili, Fasihi, we have the Mandarin Chinese, we have French, we have German, we have Arabic, and all other foreign languages we have, because language and literature is actually English literature, English, Kiswahili, and the others. Then we have humanities, we have history, we have geography, we have religious education, and here we have the CLE, the HLE, IRE, that is the Christian religious education, we have the Hindu, and we have Islamic. Then we have the business now. Arts, now we have they are visual and there's performing. Now visual, we are talking about the art and design. We have fine arts. Then if it's the performing arts, we have music, we have theater and film production. And then for science, we have now the athletics, we have ball games, and all the other. Probably there will be a top teaching on human anatomy and so forth. So These are basically the subjects that we have that are being offered at the moment, and how you are going to choose. We discussed this, and because of quite so many inquiries that you are asking, it is important to cover that now every school, as we said, it is going to be offering at least 2. So a school can decide to offer that, a school can decide to offer that, and that also. Or a school can decide to offer that and that. So if it is offers 3 pathways, like in this case, it becomes a TPSS school. That is a triple pathway senior school. If it is offering either STEM, because STEM, remember, is compulsory, is offering STEM and social sciences or STEM and arts, then it becomes a DPSS. This is also a DPSS. This is double pathway senior school because it has STEM and then it has the arts. It has STEM and has the social sciences. Then on the choices of these subjects, we know that there are 4 core. The 4 core. Now these 4 core, we have the English, we have Kiswahili, and Kenya Sign Language. Number 3, we have the community service learning, and then the final we have PHE, which is the physical and health education. So this is a core and they are compulsory. Then we have at least the electives. These electives are 3. Now this elective now depends on where is your strength. So your strength is, if I'm in sciences, I can choose depending on me. I want to be a doctor. So I will take biology, I will take mathematics, physics, I will take chemistry. So at least I'm in the 3 areas. I can still decide if you are on performing arts, you can still do the first core, and then once you do the core, then you can have 2 of your subjects there. Then you can combine again with another probably in mathematics, in biology, the one that can really do well with your subjects. I guess you're together and you have got that. Now, today we continue to explore, so allow me to, today now we decide now to see in our 3, we continue to see how do we make decisions, because we said a lot, we are talking about self-discovery. We are talking about self-discovery. Because we said that when we talk about career, it has 1, we said you must discover yourself. And that's why we have the skill development. We have the skill reflection. Then after that, you go to level 2, which is awareness. We come to exploration, and then finally come to decision making. So, and therefore today we continue to look at the self-discovery. And last time we were looking at STEM, we are looking at social science, allow me to write it SS, and then we are looking at arts and sports. Then we said that there are key self-discovery things that you have to notice. You remember that? Thank you. So we say that there's something we are calling PAVISA. And we started with P, which was the personality, which we checked across. Then we say number two, we looked at the abilities, which again we looked at the 3 areas. So today I want us to go to the 3rd thing, which we are calling now the values. 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 So what are values? Values are things that you consider very important in your life. Those things that you consider they are key and they're important in your life, they are your values. And what facilitators, what you parents and what you learners need to know, the reason why we don't parents, the reason why we don't impose our careers on our children, it is because our values are different, our abilities are different, our personalities are different. And therefore, when it comes to values, then we want to look at a close. How do we gauge these values? So I'll start now from number 3, values. Now, which are values for STEM people? Now remember, I want you to have in mind how we defined these 3 people. STEM, we defined social scientists, and how we defined arts and sports people. And we said that STEM, they are logical. They are logical thinkers. Social scientists, they are empathetic. They are empathetic thinkers. And finally, sports and arts people are expressive thinkers. Kindly don't forget that. And you need to put yourself in the 3 classes. Am I a logical thinker? Am I an innovative thinker? Am I an empathetic thinker? Am I expressive thinker? So that as we place ourselves in the 3, these are the things that we are going to look at. And they are very interesting once we discover ourselves. So what is the values of a STEM person? Number 1, these guys, they are precision. Precision. They are very precise. What do we talk about precision? If you look at they want to be precise. If it is measurement, there's something we call this. Okay, let me talk about that next. Number 2 is also accuracy. You can't be accurate, but to what precision? So for instance, when you're talking about 2 p.m., if I talk about 2 p.m., I can be accurate, but what is the precision? The precision I can say, because 2 p.m. here, it can be 2 to 3, to 2, to what? To rounding off, maybe to 2:59. It is still 2, but it is accurate. I can say I came to the office around 2, and I'm accurate because that's the truth. But to be precise, I have to say that I came at 2:30 p.m. So that one I'm precise. That's why in mathematics, a lot of us learners, we are told that it is good to include, in sciences, we include decimal points. Because when we talk about 40, it is different from 40.0. It is different from 40.00. It is different from 40.000. So you can't be accurate. All of them are accurate. But they are different precision. So when you talk about STEM people, they have that in common. They want to be very precise. I used to joke around and I used to say that for a STEM person, you don't need to tell me whether it is cold or hot. In fact, these are guys who just tell them, today the temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. Then you can leave them to interpret, is it cold or is it hot, according to them. So this is the STEM people. Their precision, their accuracy, their innovation. They are very innovative. They are very innovative. They will always try to look at, to fix something and to make it better. If it is a child at home, you find that your child, because of this issue of innovation, he or she just want to ensure that whatever you are doing as a father, as a mother, he or she does it better. They want to add some value to whatever you are doing. They want to show that they can do better than you are. And of course, they are, apart from also being very logical, they are very discovery. they like discovering. They are very discovering. These are guys you'll argue. When you're arguing, they want to come up with a new concept. They want to come up with a new idea. They want to come up with a new format. They want to come up with a new formula. They are very, very discovering. That is about the logical thinkers. Now, what about the empathetic, their abilities? Their abilities here, you find they value justice. They value justice so much. They value ethics. They value ethics. You know, their social impact. When we talk about their social impact, it's very high. Their fairness. Remember, they deal with people. Their fairness is also very high. So their communication, they value communication so much. They value communication so much. And also, they value understanding human behaviors. They value that. They value justice. They value ethics. Things that are right, things that are correct, things that are valued also accepted by the community. The social impact. They want whatever they are doing has to have an impact in their society. You know, because it's about people. This is about people. They value fairness. You know, these are the judges at home. These are the people who, they want things to be done equally. You know, they want this one to take higher amount because of 1, 2, 3. They want the other person not to take all of them because of a few points that they can explain. Very fair. Communication, they value communication a lot. Everything, you know, they're not like these guys. These people, they talk. In fact, a lot of times I saw in some of the schools they're saying that these SS people, they inform us. They just want to ensure that people are informed. They just want to ensure that everybody knows whatever is happening. So, and for children, even in school, these guys, these are children. They are the one who come early in the morning. They want to tell you, teacher, how things has been. You know, my mom did this, my dad did this. Their communication. They understand human behavior. That's that. They value understanding human behavior. It's about why. Why did that happen? Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Why did you do that? But these guys, because they are logical, you know, it's good to say that. Because they are logical, they will judge the outcome of a person by logics. They judge the outcome of a person by the behavior, by understanding that person. So that's how these guys are. What about the expressive guys? What do they value? They value, number one, they value self-expression. Self-expression. A lot of time I say, and that's why even in interviewing panels, it is good to have different people, because you can be interviewing a scientist, you can be interviewing, you know, an expressive thinker can be interviewing a logical thinker. Do you think it is going to make him happy? Sometimes no. That's why in an interview panel, you need to have a control of the three guys so that I may come. I'm not an expressive guy. Me, I'm a logical person. So, self-expression. So these people, they value self-expression. You know, they're the people that when I stand here and talk, they will not hear what I'm saying. They will not even listen. They just tell you, can't you use gestures? So, but if you go to a STEM person, we would like also to ask, why a lot of gestures? Why do you talk? Putting your hands up and down? Why do you have to explain? Why do you have to jump? Why do you have to say this? This totally different line. But these guys are very self-expressive. I guess you're noting that, you learners at home. Very expressive. So, originality. Originality. You know, they like sticking to things from their original level. Their freedom. They value freedom a lot. Because remember, these guys are, because of originality, they come up with new things. They want to ensure that that thing has a naturality in it. So that's why you find that there's that freedom that they really like to value. The adventure. So these are people who want to explore more because they want to learn more. They want to see more. They also love beauty. Because remember, arts, they have to produce something. It's either an image, either a picture. So that's why they like beauty, and therefore they like exploring. They like exploring. They can connect with nature so that this nature can get an attachment with them and so forth. So the thing about these people is about competition. Competition. You find whatever they are doing, they'll also have to question. They'll also have to weigh, how is yours vis-a-vis mine? They like comparing a lot of things. That's why if these people, they want to see, how is my design with the other design? So how am I better than the other person? So it's an issue with this one. But most of this, because of this beauty, you find that they concentrate a lot on physical things that you can see. They like concentrating on physical because of their wiring. But this one, not really. This one, they want to concentrate on statistics. They want to concentrate on numbers. This one, they want to concentrate on the behavior because it's understanding people. This one is an outward, but this one, they are details that you can't see. So they explain who they are. So that's about values. And therefore, it is very important for you to note here, what do you value? You are in STEM. If it's about expression, it's about originality, freedom, about adventure, beauty and competition, then it means that you need to be in arts and sports area. Then that's number 3. So we go to number 4, and then we talk about interests. Interest. I discovered that here is where we make a lot of mistakes. Why? Because in so many areas of our careers, not even us learners, but even the adults, you made a mistake because you only concentrated on interests. When you went to that college, what was the question? What is your interest? But you can have so many interests. But remember, interest alone does not define your pathway. It is good to know that interest alone cannot actually define your pathway. So if you use interest alone, you're going to make a lot of mistakes because you are interested in so many people. You're interested in so many things. Actually, if you look at even the things that we are looking at here, you might also be interested in precision accuracy. You are interested in communication and human behavior. You also concentrate on freedom and adventure. So if you look at the interest, then you end up being confused because there are so many topics that can interest you here. There are these areas that can interest you here. There are things that can interest you here. So if you base your judgment on interest alone, you don't look at values, you don't look at personalities, you don't look at your abilities, you don't look at the other 2 that you are going to look at below here, then you find that you are going to make a lot of mistakes. So therefore, let's look at the interest for logical innovators or logical thinkers. Now, number 1, they are fascinated here. Fascinated by numbers. They understand numbers. The interpretation is about numbers. In fact, they even want to convert a picture into numbers. Everything that we handle for them is about numbers. Is about numbers. They don't concentrate on problem solving. Problem solving. For them, is they like getting the solution for their interest. They like to get a solution for a particular problem. So, and if that's how they are towards, then you find that these people are STEM people. Problem solving. Today, we also have something that is coming up called coding. Coding. You find that they have a lot of interest on coding. And it is very important for schools to start this because this coding, I would recommend that. This coding, it also opens up the brains. You know, this is like, it's like abacus in Japan. we find that a grade 2, grade 3 learner is able to add up numbers x, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yes, in terms of million, and you can give this number like 20 numbers down, and using abacus within maybe few minutes, done. While in African context, it becomes hard. So it is important to note that coding is a very good area to engage to. So these guys, scientific experiments, they thrive experimenting. These are lab guys. These are people when they hear there is a chemistry class that is going on, there's a science and technology class that is going on in the laboratory. They are so happy. They are fascinated about scientific experiments. So they like experiment. Even at home, they like examining. You know, they can be even cleaning utensils, but you find that they want to mix this water plus this water for rinsing and for cleaning first. They mix, they see what happens. They're scientific. Even at home, they want to examine. These are guys with electricity. They want to test. If I test one wire, live wire, with my tongue and another one, how is the feeling? They're scientific people. And I think these guys are at home. So they also like building things. They like just constructing something from zero. You find they like to dismantle the whole radio and start it afresh. You know, they like to dismantle something at home and do it afresh. They like to dismantle a bulb and do it again. So they just want to build things, and they also like exploring. They also like exploring how machines works. They concentrate a lot. What is making this computer work? You know, they think a lot around that line. So this car, what is making this car move? Why do we have this car with 4 wheels? With you know, why? So they are really interested about experiment on that. Now, if you look at the interest for empathetic people, you know, they enjoy debating. Remember, they are peoples. They enjoy debating. Their interest, again, they read about reading about human behavior. You know, that's an interest. They're interested with history. They're interested with culture. I guess you're getting their social issues. You know, these are their interests. They're interested about analyzing how society functions. You know, how society functions. They are really interested to note that. So that's about interest for a social scientist. What about the interest for expressive guys? So their interest, you know, they are passionate. They are passionate about music. It's about creation. Remember, this is about creation. It's about expression. They are passionate about dancing. You know, they are passionate about painting. Acting. In fact, you can tell the difference between an actor in arts and an actor in social science and an actor in STEM. So this one will use more expressions than the other two. So, and the expression reduces. So it doesn't mean that STEM are not expressive, they are. But the level of expression, it is not as much as in this. The same case is not as much as this. But comparing the level of this and this is more. So they are fascinated about acting, about sports. You know, those are their interests. About fashion. And about storytelling. storytelling, because, and these are, it's good to say they are creative storytelling. Creative storytelling. So, those are the values, those are the interests of people in STEM, in SS, and in AS. So, I'm getting learners and you parents and facilitators or teachers who are listening today, that you are able to now notice where is your child, where is your learner. Because using so far the four we have spoken about, you are now able to start placing your learners. This is self-discovery, and that is the lowest level. That everybody should know yourselves. It is only that these things were not maybe exposed to you to know where do I fall. But now you can see that for sure my values, my interests, and if my interests are this, if my interests are this, my interests are this, therefore I end up in STEM, I end up in social sciences, I end up in arts and sports. So it is therefore very key for you to understand where do I fall. I don't know whether there is any issue after that, any question from there, we can move on. So remember, we spoke about 5, so there are 2 more to go, and I'll talk about 5 and 6, because this is one of the first method. Then we can proceed to something else in another lesson. Good. Now number 5, allow me to just remove that. And I'll talk about the level 5 of what we look at is what we call skills. Skills. Now, skills are things that you learn through experience. These are things that you saw through you learn through experience. So it takes some time for you to have those skills. Now, which are the skills? Which are the skills of a STEM person? Which are the skills of social science? Which are the skills of AS? So again, we look at these is a problem, just like the interest, problem solving skills. They have high level of problem solving. They also have high level of mathematical reasoning. Mathematical reasoning. They also have, you know that experience of coding. These guys, they can learn a lot of coding within a very short time, and they're able to do a lot. Then designing, they're very good in designing. The STEM people, they are very good in designing. They are very good in engineering. Engineering, we mean about understanding the mechanical part, how materials, how a machine works. So they are really good in that. So that's an engineering part. And also they are very good on how we conduct research. Their methods of conducting research is very, very high. What about an empathetic person? Their skills, they are good in public speaking. They are very good in public speaking. The way they talk, their writing, writing, their negotiations. These are guys you like them to advocate for you. In fact, when you have an event and you want people to go and make a bargain for you, these are the right guys. These are not the right guys for you. These are the right guys. So they have those negotiation skills. The counseling research. The counseling, because they investigate a lot about people, they can learn about people, and also they are very good in organizing social movement. Organizing social movements. Then finally, when we talk about the expressive people, their skills, they are good in drawing, you know, their drawing is very good. You know, a lot of time you find how they play instruments. Maybe this guy doesn't mean that they don't, but the way these people, the way they learn, it's very fast, and even the way they pray has a lot of difference with other people. So they are good in acting, you know, the acting. That's a skill. Poetry. They are very poetic. So these are their skills. They are athletics and also designing creative projects. They are good in athletics, either games, other games, ball games, and also they are very good when it comes to designing creative projects. So those are the skills for STEM, for social science, and for arts. So, and therefore, those are the five attributes that we have talked about. So there's one more to go, which we can handle in the next lesson. And I guess you learners, you parents at home there, you are now able to identify yourself and relate, depending on the traits you have spoken about, where exactly do I belong? Do I belong to STEM? Do I belong to social sciences? Do I belong to arts and sports? So thank you so much for that lesson. See you next to elaborate more on the same. Thank you.
Are you healthy, or rather, do you maintain a healthy lifestyle? According to WHO, health is regarded as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. Welcome to Focus on Health, a show on all matters health, wellness, and lifestyle. On this show, we cover a wide variety of topics inclusive of, but not limited to, dental, optical, mental, reproductive health, and so much more. Join me, Joy Bofenda, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on KUTV for compelling insights and discussions on all matters health. See you then.
Focus on Health, your weekly dose of health and wealth information on KUTV.
Get ready to embark on a journey into the exciting world of technology as we uncover the latest trends, interview top thought leaders, and dive deep into the world of tech like never before.
Currently, we are facing the challenge in terms of finance. It requires one to move from different counties because we really need a large data set for our model to be more accurate.
In this new and exciting series of the Technovation Show, join me, Yvonne Kimuma, every Monday 8:30 p.m. for a fun and thrilling experience as we explore the cutting-edge developments, meet visionaries driving change.
Somebody who is in the underground mine doesn't know the presence of those gases. So there are a lot of gases involved. There is methane, there is carbon monoxide, and there is also hydrogen sulfide. These gases actually, they are very dangerous and they are very toxic.
And discover the endless possibilities of the tech world.
In a world where uncertainty rules and opportunities are scarce, it's time to break from the barrier and unlock your full potential.
We must live within our means. We cannot spend money that we don't have.
We will explore the fascinating world of investment, trade secrets, business strategies, and entrepreneurship.
Sasa challenges ziko mingi sana. Parking ya mzigo imekuwa mbaya. Unaweka pesa yako na kataa kurudi.
Whether you're a seasoned investor or just starting out, what you covered with invaluable insights to help you succeed.
Now, this year we have seen a rebound in the economy, which is well above the global average of the 3%.
Join me, Anyango Sylvia, every Sunday and Monday on KUTV News at 9.